I lay listening to you breathe.
All right, so welcome back to the Now Morning Show. I know you hear the calm, serene music in the background. And I know you guys know this one because I've been playing it on the show. This is Oshun by Freetown Collective. I'm here this morning to discuss the song and, the ecosystem around the song. I want to welcome the lead vocalist of Freetown Collective, Mohammed Moakil, as well as the marketing manager for Sunshine Snacks, Catherine Innes. Good morning.
Morning,
Good
morning, morning.
morning.
How are you
Thank you
guys
for
doing
having
this
us.
morning? Not a problem at all.
Good.
So this is a very interesting collaboration happening here between Sunshine Snacks and Freetown Collective. Catherine, tell me about this collaboration.
Sure, thank you. And good morning to your viewers and listeners. Well, first of all, it's actually a collaboration between Freetown Collective and associated brands, which consist of Sunshine Snacks, Charles Chocolates, Devon Biscuits, Sunshine Cereals, Universal Cereals. So it's the wider group under associated brands. This is also something that is not only going to be it's not an only initiative is not only for Trinidad and Tobago, it's for our region. So this all came about. This was inspired by a song. The song you just heard, Oshun. And we were fortunate enough to be one of the first entities or first corporate entities to hear about what Freetown Collective was trying to achieve with this song. And this song is very special, and what it's trying to do is bring about awareness and change. When we heard about it, and we almost immediately said this is something we need to be a part of. The group itself found this to be very in line with our corporate values.
Okay.
This particular approach, and I'll elaborate, but this particular approach is one that's more progressive. It's one that's more, I would say, reformative. And it's a positive message that's going out there to tackle the major issue of gender-based violence.
Okay. Well, Mohammed, can I ask then, for you as the writer of the song, what is the intention behind the song?
Yeah, so this song was written for my niece. She was born in the quarantine last year. I'm so strange when you say these things now. She was born in the quarantine last year. And anyone who, I know you are a father yourself, so you will understand the sentiment of seeing a sleeping child. There's something very, very pure about that. It's actually, for me, I like the purest state that humanity could be in.
Yep.
And the way that I felt, towards her and towards my other nieces and my little brothers and sisters who I've seen in that state, I wanted to remind men, when I saw what was going on, I wanted to remind men of that. Because I thought to myself, if we could keep ourselves in that state of remembrance of what our women mean to us, what our children mean to us, then certain things that we seem to do with ease, how could you do it if you had that kind of remembrance? So I wanted to put that energy in the space, and that's what this song is about.
And I think that it's very it's great, to be honest, the collaboration happening between Associated Brands and Freetown, because it's not an attempt to just brand the song saying, hey, look, the Sunshine Snack song, or, it's really meant for a wider purpose and a bigger message. And of course, our women, gender-based violence is prevalent, and it ought not to be. And I appreciate and I applaud you guys for being able to take this stand together. But Catherine, maybe you can tell me a little bit more about the other people that you're teaming up with in terms of the Rape Crisis Society, and how do we get to make that actual change happen in society using the song?
Right. So this there are two major parts of this movement. The first part of the movement is to bring about awareness around gender-based violence, and awareness around the entities that support the survivors of gender-based violence. So what Freetown Collective was able to do was source 3 amazing female filmmakers from around the Caribbean to produce some beautiful short films based on this song. The first film was produced by Maya Kuze, and it was launched on Mother's Day. The second film is going to be launched on Father's Day by a Jamaican filmmaker by the name of Gabrielle Blackman.
Okay.
Then there is a third video which will be produced and launched in November. And that particular video will be launched on the day for the elimination of gender-based violence, the 25th of November to be precise.
Okay.
That's the first part of it. The second part of the awareness is ensuring that people understand what the different entities across the region do to support gender-based violence. So for example, Rape Crisis Society, they provide counselors and therapists for those who are have gone through, are living through violence, and women, children, men, you name it, they have it. So what we found was startling, and what was part of the biggest part of the reasons we came on board was right now, nearly 200 people are on a waiting list to speak to a counselor because they just don't have enough counselors to support the volume of cases that are coming in, which is scary. And it's something that needs to be, those numbers need to come right down. So that was the first thing that we also wanted to bring awareness around, the fact that they need more, everyone out there needs more help.
Right.
And the second part of this whole initiative is to encourage persons to go out and help, find ways to help, donate funds to these entities that support survivors, donate time, donate ideas. We are not the only ones out there trying to advocate against this violence that's happening in our society. So it's about coming together and really pushing to get this behind us as much as possible. It's about breaking a cycle of violence. Violence promotes violence, but this is a message of positivity. And the whole idea around this movement is that conflict is inevitable. We all know that, but violence is a choice. And we want young men and boys and men in general to choose or take another route and choose love.
Love over everything.
Hence love over everything.
Okay. All right. I guess this is fantastic because it makes a lot of sense. I agree with you 100% when you say that, you can't take violent music or aggressive music and expect to be able to say, well, we fight against gender-based violence with more violent music. I feel like this approach is unique, it's different, and it's refreshing. I have had people request this song already, and they want to hear it and they want me to play it and stuff like that. So I would say congratulations, guys. This is fantastic. Mohammed, in terms of partnering with a corporate entity like Associated Brands, right? Is this something that you could say is normal, or is it
not the manner in which not the manner in which we've partnered with ABIL? We've tried before. There's a very typical, even stereotypical way in which brands approach artists, in which artists are approached in general in terms of problem solving, right? So, if you're a songwriter, they'll say, write a song. And that's it, to think beyond the borders of, so a lot of times we look at as entertainers. And I think it's a real fundamental problem, not just with corporate brands, but our society as a whole, and the way artists portray themselves and the way we are viewed. I think we lose out in a real serious way when we have conversations about national progress and we don't have artists in the room. So I really applaud this initiative by ABIL. And one of the things that I hope is that it sets a trend for the way in which corporate entities deal with artists and artists deal with corporate entities going forward, because there's real change that can happen. The artist perspective is very, very important.
I agree 100%. Now, guys, this morning we've been talking about folklore for the morning so far, right? The name of the song is Oshun. And I know that's not a folklore character, but I think it's an energy and a spirit that we can relate to anybody in folklore, you think?
I mean, so Oshun is warrior also, sensuality also. And I think a lot of the folklore characters are severely misunderstood, right? So like, the Elijah Bless, Mama Glow.
Just no, hold on. The Elijah Bless is misunderstood.
Oh, severely. Because all right, if you have this patriarchal society in general, right? Like back in the day and even now, and there's a woman, and she just waiting on the road for these men who was unfaithful or whatever, and she dragging them in the bush and killing them. And then you have a woman and she in the forest and she just take little boys and carry them in this thing and drum them. Like, to me, I always like to want to know like where them stories really come from. And when we really check the root of these stories, a lot of times they get warped because of our view of women, right? And when you go back and you check the story, I wasn't really the story.
So what was the real story with the larger blast?
The larger blast? I don't know, but I can make up a really good one for you on the
Please
spot if you
don't.
want.
I want to thank both of you very much for joining us this morning.
I'm versatile in Rockers.
Catherine Innes, the brand manager for Sunshine Snacks. Thank you so much for being here with us in the morning show. And you as well, Mr. Muwakil. Thank you very much.
People need to go to www.loveovereverything.love to get more information and to be able to donate.
Fantastic. We'll take a break and be right back.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.